Welcome to the Cornley University Drama Society's presentation of The Murder at Haversham Manor!
Hey, Chris.
Mikhail.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, you too, finally.
Yeah, finally. Yeah. So I guess we should just get started. This is such an amazing opportunity. So What's on Stage and Theatre Mania have brought us together. And I play Chris Bean on the West End in London. Chris, you play Chris Bean in New York in The Play That Goes Wrong. And it's such a brilliant collaboration, and I'm delighted to be here and delighted to meet you finally and ask you these 3 burning questions, which I'm really excited to hear your take on.
I'm excited to hear the questions. I've got a few for you. I feel like we'll connect after this as well and like ask another 10, 20, 30 questions.
Absolutely. I feel like, once we get started, we'll never stop because Chris is so fun to play, isn't he?
So fun.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's miserable.
Absolutely, yeah. So, first question. Have you ever corpsed on stage playing Chris Bean? And if you have, what's the funniest corpse you've ever had?
Man, Chris Bean is the worst character to laugh on stage as 100%. I mean, none of this is funny to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably it's all stupid things, isn't it? When that happens, I feel like you're never like one huge, this is hilarious. I find the big funny moments aren't the ones that make me laugh. It's like the tiny little things that end up making me laugh. There was one recently at the end of the show. You do it the same. Obviously, you throw the keys to Robert to handcuff Perkins. Spoiler. And one day, for some reason, I threw him, instead of throwing them direct to him, I gave him like a slow, long, high toss of those keys. And as soon as I did it, I immediately, I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. The sides of my mouth started going. I saw his eyes go, why'd you do that? And that got me. The old Chris Bean once, the guy who played the role before me, once pulled the gun out of his pocket, and a Ricola, like a candy wrapper, came out with it.
No way, I know Ricola.
Everyone went.
The reason I'm asking was like the other day, because as it gets closer to the weekend, you're doing 4-show weekends, and you're absolutely knackered. It's always in the last 10 pages when it's the home stretch. Chris can't go. Chris is the only character, and it's it is a comedy, but he's not allowed to sort of let himself go. So the guy playing Robert, the line was, I am the inspector's accomplice. Except he went, I am the inspector's apprentice. And all of us on stage just could not hold it together, which is why that was the first question that came to mind, because it just happened on Sunday.
All right, my turn.
Go on.
Okay, I have 3. I'm going to pick, let's see, which one. So I was in London recently. I missed you, sadly, but I did head over to the Duchess and, hello, Kat, and see the front of the theatre. And I see you've got that bit, Tom Cruise does not appear in this show, right? Something like that.
Yeah. We've got Tom Cruise will not be appearing at this performance, and everyone thinks that's absolutely hilarious.
It got me thinking, if you were to cast the show with celebrities, who would you put in each role?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think Dennis, Rowan Atkinson as Dennis would be hilarious. I mean, I might need your help on this.
I had Danny DeVito in my mind for him.
Danny DeVito would be amazing as well. I thought Ryan Reynolds as Max, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know. I've got some American names going. You know who would be amazing as Chris, and perhaps a slightly eccentric Chris, but Richard E. Grant from Whitney and I. I think way back when, not Richard E. Grant today, but I was thinking. I was thinking maybe Richard E. Grant.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is very hard. Lenny Henry as Robert, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd love
do you
that.
reckon? That'd be cool. You know who'd be great as Florence? Have you watched The Good Place?
Yeah.
Do you know Jamila Jamil?
Yeah.
Her character Tahani, who's this this very posh British woman who's a bit floaty and away with. She'd be great, actually. God, I'm stuck. I don't know who'd be a good Trevor. What about Seth Rogen or someone like? Maybe he's. Yeah, you think Seth Rogen might work as Trevor?
Yeah, he'd play it well. I'd love to see it. That'd be some great stunt casting, and get the audiences in to see Seth Rogen as Trevor. Yeah.
Right. My next question to you is: if you could play anyone else in any other character in the show, who would it be?
Okay. All right. I mean, there's so many. As soon as I settle on one, I'm like, but then there's Max, because Max just seems to have that. You get that relationship with the audience in a way that a lot of the other characters don't, I suppose. Like as Chris, you have that relationship, but you're generally pretty angry at them the whole time.
Exactly.
As Jonathan, you get it because you're trapped on stage and you kind of have the audience as your scene partner a lot, which is interesting.
100%.
But then Max gets to wave and smile and jump around and be silly and.
Absolutely.
So one of the hardest things for me as Chris is that constraint of the audience, is that kind of all these things are going wrong, but the audience is what's keeping him from showing too much of it.
Absolutely.
Max would be a nice kind of a cathartic kind of thing to just be able
100%.
to acknowledge the audience the whole time. Do you have any traditions that have built up around the West End production? I'm kind of asking that, like, obviously there have been previous casts and it's been there a long time, but you build your own traditions as well as a new company. So are there any things you happen to do in any moments in the show, every night, backstage, before that kind of thing?
The first thing that comes to mind is Patty Ball. I don't know if you guys have ever played Patty Ball.
No.
But Patty Ball, we inherited from the previous cast. And it's a game we play every day during warm-up. And we take I think we're the cast that takes it very, very seriously. The most serious of the lot, I think.
Right.
And if there was ever a Patty Ball championship, I think our cast would definitely win. Because we've got some real talent. And all of us, Jack, Stuart, Emily.
Jack's got the height.
So do you know how Patty Ball works?
I don't. I imagine it's keeping something in the air.
Yeah, it's basically keepy uppies,
Right.
but over a net. And there's like this long chain on stage. Yeah. So between the stalls and the stage. So you have a team that plays on stage, 4 people on stage, and the rest in the stalls. And basically you have to have, it's like 3 and over, and you play with points. So yeah, it's really, really fun, and it kind of gets your reflexes and your focus in the game. And it's a really, like, I think we that's one thing we're all really gonna miss as a cast in a company.
Yeah.
Because we have such fun before every show. And the other thing is I play some shadow cricket. I mean, I'm a huge cricketer, so I play some. Oh, really?
I love cricket. I mean, over here I haven't played for years, but
yeah, I was gonna say you must really miss it. Yeah, so I just bat, because you have that moment between the opening monologue and then you come back as Carter. There's a little bit of time, and I sort of stand in front of the mirror and like sort of drive, like do cover drives, and like just like. Well, you've seen our version of the show because you saw Jack and you saw everyone. When I was off. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you probably noticed little differences, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on the way up, on the way down to London, I was like, maybe if something happens. I think there were a lot of moving parts that day. In fact, I think somebody made a debut in a role. There was a Denise, and I was like, maybe I need to step in, be the hero. And I watched the show. I was like, thank goodness I didn't have to step in, because there are the differences are quite profound, some of them, which was really interesting to see.
Yeah. No, it is quite a different show from what I gather.
Yeah. It's the same thing as sitting in the stands in the football, watching the football and thinking, oh, maybe someone will get injured and they'll need to drag me onto the pitch. And I don't know if you ever did that as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. With the cricket, 100%. Come in and save the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the hero. Yeah, 100%.
Do you have any dressing room, like must-have dressing room items, things you keep in your dressing room for this show specifically, or for like other shows that you've done? Something you have to have with you?
Coffee.
Oh yeah.
I have my AeroPress. I'm a bit of a coffee snob.
I love an AeroPress. I
have one too. Yeah, so it's quite useful actually.
Yeah, nice and quick.
And you get a decent cuppa before the show.
Brewing time. Ooh,
yeah.
Cut this out. We've got a promo for AeroPress. It's great.
Yeah, literally. And feel free to give us residuals from it. But a coffee, and then a Lucozade on the weekends. I think 4-show weekends are brutal. Yeah. I don't know what's your version? A Gatorade or a Powerade or something?
Yeah, I guess a Gatorade or Powerade. I often have little electrolyte powders that I can put in my water that I take backstage with me.
Much more healthy. That's good. Yeah. Not as much sugar, I suppose. I mean, it would be great to be on stage at some point with you, Chris. I mean,
I would love that.
I'm sure our paths will cross, but yeah. And if I'm ever in New York, I'd love to see you and all of the New York
Please,
cast.
if you're ever in New York, let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
Mikhail, it's been a pleasure talking with you today. I'm so glad we got brought together to talk about the role, talk about the show. It's been really great talking with you.
Likewise, Chris. It's been such a pleasure, and so lovely to meet Storm as well. I think she's obviously, it's the center of the attention as well. She loves to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, she loves it. She wanted to be seen today.
But it's been really, really lovely, and hopefully we'll keep in touch. And
of course we will.
So fun chatting.
And thanks to Theatre Mania and WhatsOnStage for bringing us together. It's been great. And if you're in London, if you're in New York, head to the Duchess, head to New World Stages, and come see us in The Play That Goes Wrong. It's a lot of fun. There's one other thing. I'm curious if you have this. On the upper level entrance up those stairs. Sorry about the cat.
No, what's the cat called? Sorry, I didn't even do the introduction for the cat. Storm.
Yeah, this is Storm. She's always sat next to me. She sits usually on this log here next to me while I'm working on my computer.
Oh, she's lovely.
She's great. Yeah. Oh, censor that. So that's what we did. Sorry. Sorry. I'm just trying to keep its bum from showing.